to be sleeping with him before. She had to be sleeping with her husband's, the husband. Good for you, sir. Husband, I'm happy you left her. Because she was cheating on you. I don't care. This is not nothing new. This is not something that just happened. She been doing this, man. They've been sleeping with each other. Because he left you too easily and too quickly. That's it. Hey. Guys, welcome to Tasha Reacts. Welcome to Tasha Reacts. I hope everybody's doing all well, everybody's all good in the hood. Hi, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tasha Society where I do hair, mostly hair over there. And I do have another channel called Tasha Jean where I do story times. Check me out. Alright, let me put my disclaimer out there. If the person comes up to me and say, hey girl, you don't have the right to be sharing my video, I will take it down because I don't care. I usually leave the person's information down in the description bar, TikTok handle towards the end of the video. This is a reaction channel, so I will be talking. Sometimes I talk a little bit too much. Sometimes I get a little bit off topic. Sometimes I just want to vent. Sometimes I just talk. So this is a reaction channel and I do talk a lot. If you are a type of person who ain't got that time, baby, I leave the information down in the description bar below. Alright, so I am doing a new story time. I think the engagement swindler, we tired of it. I don't even see you. I think you guys are tired of it. All right, y'all tired, Byron. All right, so we're gonna start a new story time. I think a lot of you guys already watched about the swindler, so y'all already know what's going on. All right. So we're gonna start a new story time because I have quite a few story times. I said by the time I do the swindler, it's gonna be the end of the year. Okay, so I'm gonna just start with the story times that I have because baby, I have mad story time saved and I'm like, I can't even catch up with them. All right, so we're gonna start with this story time. I think this is gonna be one person. Yeah, so I'll just start with this story time. The next one I'll do two. It'll be two parts. The other one will be one. The other one I have will be two. So I have quite story times that I could just do one sitting and some of them will be two sitting. Alright, let me know if you guys like longer story time, shorter story time. Just let me know, okay? Alright, let's get started, okay? Tasha, stop talking. Tasha, shut up. Okay, I have to shut up, okay? So let's get started.
Okay, so my boyfriend of 4 years left me abruptly and started sleeping with his ex-coworker not even a week later. And she is currently TikTok famous for being cheated on her husband while she was pregnant and gaining a lot of sympathy from people online and talking badly about the mistress that he left her for when she is basically doing the same exact thing to me. Let's talk about it.
That is so horrible. But her people do hurt things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he did tell her about you, but her people do hurt things. And sometimes she probably is just lonely. And she's finally getting a little attention. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Because it's like she probably had everybody drag this mistress and she happened to meet him and she fell in love with your man, and I don't know. Because some girls don't think about other people. They think about themselves. And she probably those type of girls that just think about herself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call her garbage yet because I don't know what happened. I'm going to try to listen. Okay, let me listen.
Got it. Alright, so for the sake of the story, because I don't want to say their real names, even though I could probably figure it out. Let's say my ex-boyfriend now, his name is John, and her name is Kara. Okay, so John and Kara used to work at the same place a little while back. I knew both of them, and yeah, they worked together for a little while. Kara was left in about, I want to say September or October, early October of 2024. And she called John, who was my boyfriend at the time, and told him what happened. And, you know, I didn't think too much of it because they used to work together, they were friends. You know, she's going through something. Makes sense to want to share that.
Was she cheating on her husband with your boyfriend? Because if she did all this foolishness and she's so comfortable to talk to John, because, okay, let me explain something, and maybe it's just me, okay? I like to listen to your advice. I like that. But so before I talk, do you feel like when you get married that it's very inappropriate to talk to someone else that's another sex part, like another male person, or another, like a, is it inappropriate to you, like if you have a husband, right, and you're cool with your coworker and you're telling your coworker what's happening in your marriage? I feel like it's a different world when you have just a girlfriend and boyfriend than husband and wife. Because I feel like when husband and wife, if I'm married, we're one. Your friend should be my friend and my friend should be yours. Am I different? I don't know, because I've never been married. I'm a baby mother. Okay, so I never been married, but I feel like if I'm married with my husband should be part of all my conversations. Even if somebody hurts me, my husband should know John. Get what I mean? I don't know.
So then John, I was planning to be out of town because I had a work trip, and John tells me that they're gonna go have lunch while I'm out of town with another couple that I do know and trust. So, you know, at first I was like, well, I want to go to lunch too. I want to see everybody and, you know, be there. I know all of them. You know, why can't we reschedule the lunch for a time that I will be home? And he says, well, no, that's when everybody can go. That's the time we agreed on. It's not up to me. I was like, okay. I mean, sure, I wanted to go, but
if you know them, why don't you text them yourself too? Like the couple that you know and you trusted, why don't you ask them like, hey, I'm gonna be out of town and I want to be part of it too. I don't know why you women kind of don't speak up. Maybe that's why I don't have a man, because maybe I would have been like, no, I'm gonna go, I feel I want to be there, I want to support. How does that, like, what, I'm going on a trip and you want to go out without me? Like, why? Like, I don't understand it, but whatever.
I'm not gonna be here. That's the time you guys agreed on. I guess I'm left out of it, whatever. So they go to lunch. I don't know if anything more happened at that lunch. I have no proof of that, but the things that happened after that do kind of lead me to believe that maybe it was more than just a lunch. But so yes, basically, so that was in October. Our 4-year anniversary was the end of October, so we went on a 4-year anniversary trip.
What's up with you guys with these anniversary trip? 4-year anniversary, 3 years anniversary, 2-year anniversary. Is she married or is just your boyfriend? She said this is your boyfriend. Maybe I don't do. Maybe when I was young, we'll be like, oh my God, we was together for 4 months. We was together for 5 months. Like, I don't know. But, you know, after a certain age, I don't know. It's like 3 anniversary, 2-year anniversary. That's cute, though. Because maybe my men are just, maybe they're just garbage. Because I don't think I don't know.
And John, in our early relationship, had told me if he was with somebody for about 4 years is when he would propose, because he thought that was a good time to propose to somebody. So I'm thinking it's happening soon. You know, to me, he was my everything. I would do anything for him, and I did do anything and everything for him. So I accepted him for all of his flaws. We all have flaws. No relationship is perfect. So I was happy and ready to spend the rest of my life with this guy. So yes, we have our 4-year anniversary. Then we go on a trip for his birthday, which is in December. A week after we get back from, sorry, I had to change. So basically a week after we get back from his birthday trip is when he leaves very abruptly. We had just gone out with some of our friends whose birthday was the night before. Yeah, so when he told me he was leaving, we had just returned from the store, and he tells me in the kitchen right when we get back from the store, I'm not happy, I want to leave. And I was shocked. You know, I tried to ask him all the questions under the sun.
Hold on, like leave, break up? I thought he mean leave, like go. What? And poor girl's just blindsided. Why you don't just leave her alone? Well, maybe he fell in love with the girl. But dang, man, a garbage,
and
man.
basically, all the information I got from him is that we want different things, and he can't give me what I want because he doesn't want to get married or have kids or, you know, all this stuff. So he's doing me a favor. And I was like, at the time, I was like, no, if you're doing this for me, don't do it, blah, 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 whatever. Long story short, he leaves. About a week later, I'm invited out to a brunch with some girlfriends, and Kara is there. And at this point, I don't know about anything of her between her and John, but I see Kara, and I know she had just gone through a similar situation, being left by her husband pretty abruptly. I was just left by my 4-year relationship very abruptly. So, you know, I sat down, I, you know, confided in her, related with her, you know, told her that me and John used to watch her videos, and, you know, we felt bad for what she was going through. And she was like, oh, don't feel bad for me. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, thought it was a weird reaction, but also didn't think much of it at the time until I find out a couple days later that she had been sleeping with John ever since he left me, basically. So, and so when she sat there next to me, smiled in my face, all the while knowing.
That's what she said. Oh, don't feel bad for me, because she don't feel bad for what she did to you. You got left by your husband did you wrong, and you have the audacity. Oh man, you women just don't care. You know how it felt to be hurt and taken. She had to be sleeping with him before. She had to be sleeping with her husband's, the husband. Good for you, sir. Husband, I'm happy you left her, because she was cheating on you. I don't care. This is not nothing new. This is not something that just happened. She been doing this, man. They've been sleeping with each other. Because he left you too easily and too quickly. That's it. Hey.
That she was with my ex not even a week after he left. So to me, that is just not good behavior, especially when something had just happened to you, and you're obviously very upset and hurt by that, and you even said in your videos that you don't wish that on anybody, and then you turn around and do basically the same exact thing to me. And, you know, so I can't stand by and stay silent while she has, you know, a nice big platform and is getting all of this sympathy, where she's just really being dishonest with all of her followers. So this is my side of the story. That's what I have to say. There's going to be more. There's definitely more to the story, like if I want to go into detail of why I think more happened at that lunch, and you know, just little things. And even right now, I know they're still sleeping together. She put a link to his business, his financial business, in her bio. So he's trying.
So she's not sleeping with him. That's her man. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's a sleazy girl. Dang, you women are ruthless. Ruthless. You don't even care. And you know his girl. That's even different. Like, it's not like you just take a man from something. You know his girl. And you just got divorced. Just going through a divorce. I don't even know if you're separated. Man, listen. You women are bad. And y'all getting worse and worse and worse. And then you wonder why y'all lives, or y'all end up having such bad karma, or your kids go through stuff that, baby, y'all don't think of the consequences.
Trying to capitalize on all of her followers. So yeah, I just don't like that. I don't like dishonesty, and I just don't think it's right or a good way to treat people, especially when you know how it feels. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. I will be posting more. Feel free to ask questions. You know, I've been keeping quiet, and now I'm just over it. I'm over the whole situation. I didn't ask for this drama. I didn't want to be put into this drama, but here I am, and yeah, it's a situation I've been forced into, and cheers. So, holy crap, what a day. I'm exhausted, but I didn't want to leave you all hanging. I did see Sarah's response to my video. I guess I can say who she is now. She admitted that the video was about her. So, yeah, I guess.
I tried to look for Sarah, but I think she deleted it. I seen her because I think when I seen this, I said, okay, I'm gonna put hers first and then put Sarah's, and then I think Sarah deleted her page.
There's a few things I want to address. I did not lie about anything in my original video. I was not expecting it to get as many views as it did, but that's not why I made it. I made it because I was tired of seeing the hypocrisy on her page and her pretending to be an innocent victim when she's not. And leading.
No, I know you. We know you ain't lying. We know you ain't lying. Her man, and she admitted she's with the guy. What are you lying about? You know her. That's all. Just by you seeing him being around her, I don't even need to hear Sarah's side. I already could tell Shorty's not lying. Sarah's a trash. Sarah's a garbage. Sarah's a garbage trash. A trash garbage. You know his girl. You just went through a man, somebody leaving you, and then you go jump and be with someone's man, and then you smiling in her face. Don't even have the audacity to tell her, like, yo, I'm with your man. She's at brunch with you. That means she knows that's how cool she is with you people. That y'all circle is still the same people, and you still don't have the audacity to tell her, like, yo, I'm gonna be real. Me and John is working out. Me and John is together. She had to hear from the streets. Sarah, the way your karma is going to come, you think John is going to show you something.
And leading her followers to believe that. So, yes, that's why I made that video. They're saying, and to her, I guess, who's saying she did nothing wrong because he left me first. Well, I do know they were in contact quite a bit before he left me. He was using his work phone that he would leave in his office to contact her. So she blocked me before I even found out about her, and she blocked me on Instagram, and then she also blocked me on TikTok up until just, I think today, she unblocked me when she saw that she was getting all those comments. So I ended up blocking her because I didn't want to, you know, didn't want to hear from her. But I did get an unknown call today, a blocked number around 2 p.m. I did not answer it, but I wonder who that could have been. Yeah, and for her to say that we just knew each other in passing, to me is kind of funny because she knew my boyfriend so well, right, for 5 years. Well, their restaurant only opened a couple months before me and him started dating, so she basically knew me the entire time.
And she had a conversation with you and confided in you when she said that she was going through with John, and then you said, oh, don't feel bad for me. So even if you knew her in passing, you still was that comfortable to speak to her. If I know someone in passing, I'm not talking to you for real. Oh, hey, I'm laughing with you. That's it. Hey, girl, hey. I know she's not lying, bro. I know she's not lying. And then the fact that when he said that he was going to go in dinner when you got dumped by your husband, he left you, Sarah. He left you because you are trash. And then she said, "Oh, you know, why didn't you make me go?" So that means this is not the first time that she is comfortable to go. Because if that was my man and I don't know you, then I don't want to go. So it's a garbage.
That she knew him, and since they were such close friends, don't you think she would want to get to know the girl he was with? So we did see each other at social situations because I was friends with all of their coworkers, and we would go out, and she always kind of kept me at a distance, but she was close with him, so go figure. We also did go on a double date together before, or a triple date, I guess, and yeah, we actually skinny dipped in the ocean afterwards. So for her to say she only knew me in passing is kind of funny. And of course she brought up the fact that I blocked her, but she originally blocked me on TikTok when she posted a video saying, "Oh, I have a crush, but I'm not even legally divorced."
That's Sarah. That's Sarah. Maybe that's a bad picture. Maybe. Oh God damn.
And I knew it was about my ex, and so I just commented, "Oh, how funny how that he's your crush when he is my ex of 4 years that left me for you." So she deleted my comment, blocked me, and ended up deleting that whole video as well. So, and then also I know she says they're not dating and that she's single. I agree. I wouldn't call what they're doing dating either. I think it's called fucking. And
yo, she looks so innocent and so nice. So that's why, yo, what the? That caught me off guard. It's called fucking. Damn, she said that with her soul.
yeah, but I know they are still sleeping together, because why else would she have had his financial group in her bio that she has also now deleted? So I feel like she's doing a lot of deleting for somebody who isn't guilty and has nothing to hide. So yeah, I'll let you guys come to your conclusions about that, because that's really all I have to say about that. And a lot of you are saying that he's the one who wronged me, and I completely agree. He definitely did. But the reason I felt the need to share my story is because she was involved with that, and I didn't like how she was basically lying. But I do have some videos and screenshots of my ex, who has tried very lamely to get me back, and we actually did go to a lunch a couple weeks ago that he invited that was supposed to make things up to me, where he ended up letting me pay at the end. And he's made excuses to come over to the condo that we bought together a couple years ago. So yeah, I mean, while I'm not comparing trauma here, sure, I wasn't married and I wasn't pregnant, but that doesn't make what they did okay. And yeah. Hi, good morning. I just woke up and woke up to a lot of new comments, so thanks guys. But yes, let me just say something. If any of your husbands, significant others, boyfriends, anything were in my messages.
Sounds very guilty to me. What? So, okay, just because you break up about a week, you move on. Okay, cool, you move on. You know, of course you're going to be hurt because the person abruptly moves on, right? But he moves on with the person that's been part of your group. That's not, well, maybe it's not cheating. You're right. But that's just maybe hurtful. Yeah, you're right. She didn't cheat because he is single. Yeah, you're right. That comment is right, but it's just the way that she did it. Come on, bro. You think that he wasn't cheating? He wasn't sleeping with her? Bro, he broke up with her, and then they were together about a week. Yo, he been smashing shorty. He been smashing redhead. He been doing her. I hate when people try to be, oh well, he technically left you a week ago, and then come on, bro, save that. Like, I just don't understand comments. Y'all try to justify being, y'all just what? Come on, let's be real. You think he's gonna leave he left his girl who has no kid that's financially okay to meet Miss Redhead with a baby, and you think that he's just not gonna be like, oh okay, he fell in love with her about a week? Come on, man, come on. He knew Shorty for 5 years. He knew, like she said, he knew Shorty for 5 years. He even knew her, that girl's husband. The audacity. Wrong is wrong.
Husbands, significant others, boyfriends, anything, were in my messages trying to cheat, you know, trying to hit me up, whatever. I would not respond by saying, oh, I can't sleep with you, you have a boy or girlfriend. Like, no. I would screenshot that shit and send it over to their woman, because that's what you do, right? Not, oh, but you have a girlfriend, what can we do about that? Like, no, I'm sorry. As a woman, she knew what she was doing. Also, I'm 100% a firm believer of a man who can be taken was never truly yours. So
I like the fact that she's given accountability to both. Yes, the man, technically the man is supposed to have loyalty to her, 100%. Because the fact that the girl went on dates, hung out, y'all went skinny dipping, technically she's a friend by association. Because when y'all do double dates, it's because the fact that you want this person to get to know your wife. You want this person to be a friend. If I'm with my husband got me in a double date with his co-worker, it's because the fact that he respects this co-worker and loves this co-worker and that person became a friend, that he wants me to be friends with her too, or him too, or whatever. That's the point of having a coworker. If I have a coworker and I'm like, yo, I get along with this dude, Chris, and Chris is my coworker, we get along, that's my friend, I want my husband to feel comfortable with Chris. Why did you introduce her and have her on double dates? That's so disrespectful to Sarah's husband, and that's so disrespectful to her. If y'all wanted to be together, why have each other around each other? Yeah, y'all people.
So, since he wanted to leave, like, good riddance. Let him leave. I don't care. Obviously, that's on him for wanting to be a lying, cheating piece of shit. I 100% understand that. And, you know, yeah. That's, you know, she's not the only guilty party in this, obviously. Like, he was the one who did the thing and, you know, tried to do whatever. But, yeah, as a woman who recently went through this, come on. There have been a lot of comments on Sarah's appearance or comparing her appearance to my appearance. And at first I did like a few of those comments because it made me feel better or validated in my situation. But I realized that was not.
No, I'm so sorry. I talked about Sarah's appearance. 1 + 1 equals no. Sarah's no bueno. Sarah no good. Maybe you have that right. Maybe it's just me. I don't care.
She is a person with feelings, even though what she did to me is not nice, but I don't think those comments are relevant because a person's appearance is really the least important thing about them. What is important is how they treat other people and who they are as a person. So I will be deleting any comments that are just purely directed at her for her appearance. That being said, let's get to the real villain of my story, who is my lying, cheating ex-boyfriend. So just a little bit of backstory. We met about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, when my good friend of many years invited me out. She said, I'm going out with my new coworkers, you should come. So I did, and we met. And basically me and him hit it off right from the beginning. We split off from the group and kind of just went and did our own thing. And from there we were almost inseparable. Since then, we have been together. We bought a condo together. Overall, on a day-to-day, we had a happy, good relationship. In June of 2024, me and him both quit our jobs to start our own businesses. And at that time, I let him know that this is a big change for our relationship and that it's very important for us to be open and honest with our communication, because, you know, we might face challenges that we haven't seen before, because we've both always had full-time jobs and this would be new territory for us. So, you know, he agreed with that. Things were going fine really up until my business trip. After my business trip, I did notice a big shift in his personality and how he acted.
I wonder if because of the fact that it's your business flourishing and his is not, because sometimes it could be a jealousy thing too. It could be a way that he sees that you're doing so well and his time hasn't come yet. And sometimes that can cause division, especially when you're a content creator or you know, business owner or whatever. It doesn't happen. Sometimes it could happen great for you, and my time is not yet. So sometimes it can cause a lot of like depression, a lot of jealousy, you know, a lot of envy in a way too. And especially if you're living your best life and you're going on business trips and he's not able to do what you're able to do.
And he has even told me that he started planning to leave me months before he actually did. So I noticed he started laying differently on the couch. We have like an L-shaped couch, so it's like that. So I would normally lay here and he would normally lay there. And so my head would be here, my feet would be there, his head would be there, feet there. So if he was on his phone, I could technically, if I wanted to look, I could see what was on the screen. When I got back, he started laying with his head there and feet there. So definitely being a little bit more secretive and hiding things. I didn't think too much of it at the time. I thought maybe he was just stressed with his new business and needed some space. So I gave him some grace, gave him space, didn't bother him about it. He had a credit card that had good grocery rewards points on it. So he had me as an additional user on that card. So I would do our grocery shopping and I would pay him for my half of the groceries. I did everything. I did the grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, and laundry on top of working my business or a full-time job. But he told me that he was going to stop using that card, that he has a different card that he's going to use now, and that he asked me to give him back my card so I wouldn't accidentally use it. A BJ's opened up close to our condo, so I signed us up for a membership online. He decided he wanted to upgrade the membership, so we went to their customer service. When we were there, he asked the lady to switch the main account holder to him versus me, and you know, I said, why does it matter? We're both on the account. She has to do more work to switch it over. And he asks her, he says, well, if she's the main account holder, she could cancel the account, right? And the lady says, yeah. He's like, okay, yeah, I want you to switch it to me. And at the time I thought that was weird. I remember we kind of got into an argument in the line because
I'm like, no, didn't you pay it? I'm like, well, then he can get his own account, period. I paid for it. How are you going to switch the account under you if I open the membership? Yo, you women. Baby, I'm like, no, all right, take him off. You get your own membership. Thank you, ma'am. Take him off my list. Baby, he will be so embarrassed. What? Yo, you women, you guys have to stand up. Like my mother used to say, you have to stand up. What is it? I paid for it, and now you're gonna tell me to switch the account. Baby, get your own account. Take him off the account then. You get your own damn account, John. Damn it.
Couldn't understand why he was making such a big deal about that. He told me that I should be a brunette, and I considered it because, as I said, I literally would have done anything for him. I've told him, if there's something I'm not doing that you want me to do, let me know. If there's something I'm doing that you don't want me to do, let me know. I'm very open, honest.
Ma'am, you are a beautiful girl. Okay, beautiful. But in a way, I get if you love somebody, a person's supposed to love you regardless. Baby, I tell you, I snore like a man. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, why do this men like me? What do they like about me? But baby, if I tell you I've never been disrespected, I never had men belittle me like that. Because I had men try to make me, like my son's father, he had very low self-esteem. So he'll try to make me feel about myself, sad about myself, but he tell you, my mouth is so bad, I will make you reevaluate your life. I will make you want to just not be here. Because you're not going to disrespect me. Oh, since we're talking about flaws, well, you got gingivitis and your teeth is falling out. And you don't even have teeth. You got to get veneers. Baby, I will hurt your soul. I'll make you think about your life. Because if we want to go tick for tack, Tasha, you fat. Baby, you ain't skinny. Your breath stink. You don't even know how to take a shower, right? I have to teach you how to bathe. Baby, I will check you. You gotta see your work. Baby, you're beautiful. If a man wants you to improve little things, you're spending too much spending. But a man's supposed to make you feel beautiful. A man's supposed to make you feel like when you walk in the room that you are the prettiest person in the world. You do not change yourself for a man. You look better as a brunette. Who are you? If I decide to change myself, do you know how many people are Tasha, I like your real hair more? Okay, I dated guys that said, Tasha, I don't like wigs. Okay. That's a personal problem. I ain't changing myself for you. And I tell you that makes the men like me more. I have men who told me they didn't like wigs, but alright, Tasha, well, you wear hair differently. You actually do it good. The same men that used to. Now imagine if I'm okay, you're right. I'm not going to wear wigs no more. No, baby, I wear wigs because I like wear. Tasha, I don't like lashes. I don't like makeup. Okay. Then find somebody that you like. Why are you with me? You're not changing me. I don't like your face. Can you change that? No. Don't ever change yourself for somebody, bro. I get you love him, but you gotta love you first. You gotta love you. You gotta love how you look. You don't let no man put you down, baby girl. You're beautiful. Look at Sarah. How can a man love who you are? Gorgeous, perfect, beautiful. You are to die for. You could be a model. Let a man who left you for a Sarah tell you what you should do with yourself. Absolutely not.
He never once told me he was unhappy with any part of our relationship. Never led me to believe that he would be leaving. I think he stayed with me until after our vacations. We had those planned already. I think he had it planned that he was going to go on those vacations and then leave me shortly after, which he did. He slept with me multiple times a day on his birthday trip, kind of like he was having his last hurrah. I think he knew it was our last trip together and he took full advantage. He already had his place to stay lined up. It was a room at his buddy's place, and Sarah says she waited for him to move out and get his own place. Well, he did that the same exact day that he left. So for him to pre-plan all of these things, and even down to our grocery club membership, but not have a woman lined up that he knew was a sure thing as well, is really hard for me to believe. So I was planning on making a video last night for you all, but I found out that my cat, my 15-year-old cat Rufus, has cancer and only has about a month or two left to live. So I spent my evening with him and staying away from my phone for the most part. Say it's been a past crazy few days is an understatement. When I made my original video, I had no idea it was going to get this many views. And this morning I saw Claudia's video, and I have to say I completely agree. Sarah has been through a lot, and death threats or threats in her inbox, absolutely not okay. She did go through what she went through. The purpose of my video was to share my side of the story and let her followers know that things might not be exactly what they seem on her page as of lately. I wasn't originally going to make my video. It's been 3 months since he left. I have, mostly healed from that experience. I mean, grief comes in.
You know what's kind of annoying to me? I don't know who Claudia is. I don't really care. It was okay when Sarah was having people, because I heard when it was the mistress, Sarah had people attacking the mistress. Now it's your turn, and now you're victim. So Claudia, where were you when she was talking about the mistress? It's okay for her to be a bully, but doing the same thing now, it's like, oh my gosh, she's victim. No. Sarah has to get the same attack. The same way Sarah was having everybody after the mistress is the same way. She deserves that. You took someone else's man. You took someone else's man. Moved in with him. And you're still married, Sarah. You can't expect sympathy if you was the bully. You can't expect sympathy if you was the mean person. You can't expect sympathy when you was doing the same thing to the next, Sarah. So Claudia, I hope you have that same energy for the woman that slept with Sarah's husband. I hope so.
Is healing, so some days are better than others. But, friends and family were showing me her videos and the things that she's been saying, and the fact that she's still trying to portray this, innocent facade, even after what she did to me. It was upsetting. And everybody I told my story to, or who knew what was going on, kept telling me that I should make a video and that I need to, let people know my side. And I kept saying, no, I'm a millennial. I really haven't made a TikTok video before these, and I was barely even on TikTok, so I didn't think anybody was gonna watch my video. I thought maybe I was gonna get a couple views and maybe put a couple question marks in a couple of her followers' minds. I did not expect what this has turned into. I'm glad a lot of people can see my side of things, and if you can't, that's fine as well. My inbox has been overflowing with people who have gone through a similar situation and who have thanked me for sharing my video because it made them feel a little better, I guess, to relate to me. I can only imagine what her inbox looks like right now. I hope she finds a healthy way to heal from her trauma that doesn't involve seeking validation from followers online or from men, so she can be the best mom to her 2 little babies. At this point, I'm only making this video because I said I would, and I do believe this whole thing has gone way too far and on for way too long, so this will probably be my last video on this topic. But I also know that you all wanted screenshots from before Josh left me. I don't have those because I didn't find out about him and Sarah until after he left. So those are all gonna be on his phone, her phone, and his work phone. What I do have are screenshots of our conversations after he left and where I confronted him about pretty much everything that I've had in my videos and caught him in a few lies. I mean, he's been lying, he's gonna keep lying. Obviously, they didn't want it to come out that they had been speaking prior to him leaving me because it looks bad on both parties. Okay, so this was one of our first communications after he left. It was December 29th, about 2 weeks after he left. And I was on a trip with my family because I wanted to get out of the condo. So, and he still had my location for whatever reason. So this was a couple days later on New Year's Eve. He knew I was going out because he told me he was coming to the condo in 20 minutes to pick up something that he forgot. And he said he'd been crying himself to sleep every night. So I asked, oh, was Sarah just there to dry your tears then? He doesn't outright deny it, but he does try to ignore the question. And then so I say, I know about you and Sarah, don't try to deny it. So here, of course, says it wasn't planned, happened after we broke up. He's not denying anything. So here he's mad because I told some of our mutual friends what had happened. And that's where I bring up where he said, you should be a brunette. And he calls me out of touch if that's all the evidence I have. So here, this was January 4th. He was still messaging me. So I told him if he's gonna move on, he's gonna have to let me do the same. And then that's where this came from. And he says in his mind, he's been breeding me for years and needs to talk to me and needs to know where I am. Here he is making another excuse on January 9th of why he needs to come to the condo. And even when I ask him, he admits that it's an excuse. So this was from January 28th. He was still messaging me, usually late at night. So I told him if he doesn't want to be with me, he's gonna have to leave me alone. And so that's where he tells me to block him or kill him. And I didn't kill him, so I think at this point I blocked him on messages. Here he was saying that he is trying so hard for somebody that he left, and even though he wasn't. So pretty much just gaslighting me still. So this was the same day as the previous messages. He had said so many mean things to me after he left. So at this point I was just like, if you believe all of those things about me, then why do you even want to be with me? And then so this was his answer to that. Again, saying he wants to breed me, and I said I would have loved to hear that before you left. This was all still the same day. He was getting ready to go on a work trip to Orlando, which he had invited me to, but I said no, so he was inviting me again. And so I asked, why are you trying? All of a sudden, did Sarah stop agreeing to you? So I tell him I want to know everything. How did it happen? How was it? And if it's over, how did it end? So he says it ended because he's not stepdad material. It went on for 2 months and that it's over and he ended it. But we know that's not true because she still had his financial link in her bio up until a couple days ago. And I told him that I heard otherwise, that it's not over. And he says, sure you did, doesn't make it true. And I also said, well, just because you say that doesn't make it true either. Here I bring up how he was acting differently, pulling back and smiling at his phone a lot. I tell him this is why we won't get back together, and that I think he was lining up his side chicks beforehand. Here's where I bring up the infamous lunch. I asked him what he and Sarah did after the lunch, and he tries to act like he doesn't remember, and then he agrees that he was at the lunch, but then there were other people there. And yeah, she wouldn't sleep with him because he had a girlfriend. We had agreement that after he left, he was gonna leave me his car that he bought for us. He had two, so he was gonna leave me that to use But here he decides he wanted it back, and he did take it back that early morning or late that night. And then here's where he tells me about the TikTok comment that I made on Sarah's post about having a crush, when I knew it was about him, and he's saying a girl he's not even seeing anymore, even though we've already established that they are still seeing each other. He's acting like he's telling his friend fake stories, so I hear it. And then this was March 9th, where I agreed to meet him for lunch because he said he was going to tell me what he wants, that he made up his mind on what he wants. And then at lunch, he just basically was complaining about work and his business the whole time. And it just really made me realize that this wasn't the person I wanted to be with, and he wasn't going to give me the effort that I wanted. And so from there, I pretty much cut off all contact. And then after that, he blocked me on Facebook when I wasn't responding to his messages.
Yes. You are beautiful, and I pray you don't go back to John. I pray. You know, we all been dumb, and I ain't gonna sit here and play it off like I'm perfect, because I have 2 baby daddies, so you don't have to listen to me. But you are so beautiful, and you gotta leave. I feel like you're gonna go through a lot of crushes because God has a crazy master plan for you. I wish you nothing but the bless. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you grow and your business grows. I always leave the person's information down below so you can check them out as well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, this nail's kind of crooked. Is this nail crooked? Oh, shoot. Look at this nail. Why crooked? Baby, I gotta make a new press-on nail set. Bye, guys.